nice. That's a solid jam. Concept that I think can be taken further. Tower defense game would probably, where you create your own level out of the dead bodies or something. You need to. That's kind of your building material in a way, right? So really leading like your enemies into this path, so the others have to follow it. I think that's where it would be interesting, rather than just you cannot move, right? Even for the jam, I think you should have overdone it with the... people usually expect that the game is going to be a little bit harder. And most of them are, like, too hard. I think that's something you've done exactly the opposite, where you've made it too easy. So it's kind of boring. And it's better to make it harder to make it more engaging, right? Because people are going to play these games for a minute up to 5 minutes, maybe maximum, and they will not crack down on the difficulty, right? All right, Hell's Kitchen. You're gonna get sued, dude. No, I'm kidding. Mr. Mikusto, like Mikusto. Welcome to your new job at Hell's Kitchen. Here you'll be serving our clients with delicious roasted humans. Just follow these 3 rules and everything will be fine. 1. You shall not let any human pass the gate of redemption. Okay. You shall not overcook humans. Just put them on the left conveyor when smoke is pouring out. Rate the game, do it. That's... come on. Fair enough. Satan Ramsey. Oh, okay. Someone has been watching a lot of Hell's Kitchen, I guess, right? Was it one of those where you need something on the side while you're working on the game and that this is what you've had? Or you just couldn't create any idea and it was like, looked at the TV and this is what was on? That sometimes happens, right? Props on, like, writing some themed text for your page. It doesn't take much, right? It's very simple. Like, it takes, at most 30 minutes if you're really trying to, boil down something like this. Probably takes 5. And then including pictures, make me excited about the game. Show me, like, I'm missing something, for example, right? All right, let's open up our Hell's Kitchen. Oh, it's just AD, and I can turn him around. Satan Ramsey. Alexis doing prophecies. Alright. Oh. Oh. Alright, I need to... Oh, I need to fit that. Alright, let's read again. It wasn't clear what I'm supposed to do. So I have to put them on the left one. I don't get it. Like, they were on the left one. Cooking, right? There's another space. That's the theme. Edit. All the humans, by the way. Left one. Left one. Left one. There we go. It works. Cook, serve, delicious, simplified, right? I think that's what the game is. I think it was very well polished, both graphics and sound. It was clear what to do after the tutorial and the first mistakes. There was some theming. I don't think it was necessarily best on the theme of not enough space or running out of space. It just felt like, I get it, right? Like, I think the menu should have made a bubble from the guy saying, like, we just don't have space in, in hell anymore or something like that. That would make more sense, and probably, like, just that one line would put it over the line, because it seems like that's not even what you're doing here, right? It's just like a restaurant with humans. So I think the theming of the jam, not perfect. Otherwise, everything else, like, really well done, especially in the time given. So kudos on that. The first compo, entry, Roham. Roham. So I've already played one round of this, and it was pretty good. So we're gonna play it together as well. Roham. Make it full screen for you to see. So first thing I like, you put all the controls in the title screen, right? The only thing that's missing is probably the name of the game and the name of the author, which I would have there, because that's still, I think, important. It's important more than the product. It's fun. You can try. You know, I think that's always a good polish to do that, and it's interesting. So let's start the game and see how it goes. So you can kind of see what's going on already. So what I'm doing is I'm moving around and I'm using the sort of a keyboard analog of a IJK or whatever it's to move to aim, right? And as I'm aiming, in the direction I'm aiming, I dash, and dashing is how you kill everything. Now I have just one dot above me, below me right now. That's my life. You can get the health packs to get more life. I stupidly took them at the very beginning, so see I have 2 now. And survive for longer. So more enemies come. There's 3 varieties from what I've seen. These devils, the red sort of bacteria, and then those shooty smiley faces. You're building up a combo, just for the funsies, and to get higher score. And around the whole level, you can see that there's a white sort of meter that's running out, and that's the combo meter. As far as the theme goes, obviously this is once again taken spatially, running out of space, and you're just, you know, if I'm not doing anything, the level is getting smaller, right? It's just getting smaller over time, and I can take the time to make it longer, but also I can kill enemies to kind of save my space, right, and not get us in trap. So it's a very high risk reward, because you cannot avoid. You need to effectively, you need to be very offensive. It's very well polished, because I feel like everything is in there. All it needs is just, you know, variety, and, you know, it's sort of easy. But it doesn't feel like there's a random chance of something happening. It feels fully under control, right? And this is first compo, which means like 48 hours, one person, right? I think the theme could be better. Like, could have taken more from the theme. But the music is solid, the one track. The graphics are nice, simplistic, but like work very well. You know, they are easy to spot. The laser guys are kind of awesome, like how they destroy the other enemies. The dashing is always fun. You can dash multiple times. It's great. This is definitely the best game I've played so far. I mean, it doesn't say much. I've played 6 of them, but if anyone asks if you want to quit or not, this was a lot of fun. I think this might score very high up. Moving on, Ball Out of Space. Finish them. A lot of exclamation points by Joker_V. Balls keep growing. Yep. When red meets blue, they will born children. Keep killing them. Or your screen will be full of them and it will certainly good luck and enjoy. This looks very busy. Cannot wait. Okay, again, put your name, Twitter, or anything on your main screen. I don't care that it destroys aesthetics a little bit. Just do it. It's one thing that doesn't cost you like a minute, especially in Unity. If you're already putting text there. Anyway, how to play? West control the camera, click the minimap, click the item above, and find an empty place to place it. Good luck and have fun. Stories, level 1. What am I doing? Okay, bomb. Okay. Okay. Am I trying to... Okay. What's fake ball? Oh, he's gonna kiss that. Ooh, that's strong. Is it a spearing? It's a... Okay, and they have small ones now, and then I see max number is 50. Okay, that's not a bad game. Like, this is an interesting concept where they're growing more and more because they're spreading, right? And you have these powers that you're using to kill them off. And it was super easy because I used poison and it killed half of them, so I can sort of do the same thing here, where I can do a block here and throw in a fake ball. I'm just gonna like mutilate them. Let's see more of that. Like, what else is there? They grew up, man, whatever produces ladies. Okay, bombs suck. I can make 5, okay. I can block it here. Poison this guy. Release that. It's effect. Okay, so you have a bomb, which is sort of like your timed area of effect attack. Block to kind of drive the people or whatever it is where you want. Lightning is your direct attack. Poison is your, poison. Like, it just poisons this guy, and then whoever he touches, it poisons the girl now, and like it keeps going, right? Oh, I can. That's funny. I think the theme could have been done better to an extent. Like, I never felt like... I think you should have done way more confined space. I think you should have really confined the space that the game is played in, right? Like, instead of just trying to making the level bigger and bigger, which is making it basically the same space, right? So there's always enough space. It never really felt like it's getting out of control. So that's something I feel like could have done during the jam time, and would have made me feel stronger about doing the theme. What is it? Sweet Squire of mine. Sweet Squire o' mine. All heroes need a squire to complete missions. So, actually the first, out of the 9 entries I've played so far, the first inventory one. It's even called inventory. I wonder what I'm going to be doing in this game. Up front, that's a good, like, you know, tip of the hat to Diablo or like Doom is, like that 90s, early 2000s scene, like with the shields on the side. That's nice. Weapon! Oh. Okay.
Whoa! What can I do for you? Whoa! What can I do for you?
How do you drink that? No! How do you drink the potion? I like this. This is interesting. Let's play one more and then talk about it.
Whoa! What can I do for you? Whoa! What can I do for you? Whoa! What can I do for you? Whoa, what can I do for you? Whoa, what can I do for you?
Okay, let's loose. We'll let our warrior stand there, get killed. I was expecting, going into this, okay, it's gonna be like a dumb inventory, Diablo-like or Resident Evil-like. Fit everything in there as he's running through, his dungeon, and that's all you have to worry about. I like the twist on you're actually equipping it for the hero. Like it's sort of jokingly, the common and very like stereotypical thing of like the Squire does everything while the hero doesn't do anything, right? Like it's like the Sherlock Holmes and Watson, obviously. Watson always finding out the clues while Sherlock is just being smart and snotty, right? So this reminds me of that. Like it gives me the same sort of a feeling, which is awesome. I have very little like negative to say about this. I definitely felt going in within the first, like 4 or 5 minutes that I'm running out of space. So the theme definitely hit upon, even though it's truly spatial inventory problems, right? Like those are like the very first idea you would have for this theme is that, and but it's fine. Like I think they really overcome it with equipping those items to your hero and kind of taking care of him, even with the health potions. There's just polished stuff, right? Like you overlapping everything and like kind of things falling underneath the enemy so you don't see them all the time and stuff like that. That's very like polished time. You're not moving from the space, it's just within this one space. I think the one thing I can say that might be not within the jam time but within the concept as a problem with the concept is the focus on, because the screen is just halved right in the middle. You're watching a lot of time on the left. You're paying attention to the left side. Like how do you move things around to sort of imagine you're being in the backpack of and turn around from the action while their hero is dying or something, right? Or things are falling out and you're not seeing them where they are, right? So imagine if you're in this dungeon and there's a lot of rubble, there's a lot of, not a lot of light and stuff like that. You don't see where the things are, and like if the hero is running through at some rapid pace, you need to keep up, right? So I get that. I think it's worthy having it there, like that separate focus on two things. It's very difficult though, right? Like it's very, very difficult. So if you're planning on doing something more with this idea, I would say that's something to, you might have realized yourself, like how hard it is to do these two things. But for me, it was very, very difficult. So if that's part of the difficulty, that's all right. If it's unplanned, then, something to look into. I love the shopkeeper popping out and it's like, hey there, like, what's up? Do you need potions? And of course, he can be selling other stuff. You can run into other people like that. Yeah, I like this idea. I probably would have liked. I would probably play this as a bigger thing, right? Like on a phone or a tablet. I don't know how you would fit it in there. Probably, sort of, it would be doable. But I like it. I love the animation of the hero, just like not even looking at you, just like give me a weapon. That's what he's doing. Build out in space. Alright, get it. Oh wait, was I playing it wrong? Okay, I need to turn it off and turn it on. What am I supposed to be doing? That's what I was doing, but then when I hit the same stack, it kind of gave me like extra 100 points. So now I wonder, was I playing it wrong? Build out in space. Okay, I'll give it one more shot. Like, I'm interested. It was like, I'm trying to stack them, right? If I hit the same one, it's an error. I'm seeing it wrong. Okay, let's Build out in space. Look, Nicas Xirtla? Xirtla? That's a name that's not fun to say. Um, I think this is a great example of something, right? And that's you don't need amazing art. You don't need amazing like anything really to make a game, right? You just want to make a game, you go in and make it, right? The music in there was sort of catchy, basic. It would get very, very annoying playing it for 30 minutes or so. Like it was starting to get annoying after 10 minutes because it's a simple, repeated beam. But there's music, right? And that's like one of the components of a game. Uh, Art, very basic, but like, it gets it across, right? Like there's a planet, Earth, probably. There's space. It's within space, and I'm just shooting out buildings out of, I don't know, space cannon, right? And putting them on the planet. Do the buildings, line out perfectly? Well, no, they don't, but it's all right. The score actually really very, smartly put in the middle of the screen, like where you're looking. So we're always looking at the score. You don't put it in the corner. It's smart. Um, it's very simple gameplay. There's not much to it. I like the grittiness of it, right? Like it's very raw, and it just shows that you want to complete a jam and you can do it, right? Love that. Like, why not? As far as anything else, like I think this concept has been done. It fits with the theme, but it's more of a like a there's an existing genre of games or a game that already exists and sort of um, fits the genre of yours. So there's not much novel. Like it's like Tiny Tower or what was it called? Like there was a game where you have a sky crane and you're kind of dropping blocks on the building of tower, right? And just trying to match them. And it's a physics game, so it's kind of like Windles in the Wind. It reminded me of that. Um, I think if you do want to, I don't know what your level of game developer you are, if you're beginning or if you are a pro and just was just really quickly done. But if you really want to continue on this, maybe it was fun for you, right? You want to improve on that. Um, I would say, bring in the other colors later. Just start with one, and then it starts creating problems later on. So it kind of builds up the difficulty over time. So it's not just you have four colors and you kind of know about that right away, right? No, you have one and you're like, okay, great, I can use all of the space, right? Maybe putting the buildings next to each other in some grid, a forced grid, uh, gives you more points. But then another color comes in and you're screwed, right? Because you don't have enough space, right? I think that would be a stronger play on the same theme and the same gameplay. Chaining and comboing, all that stuff. Last thing, if you're playing with color, don't forget about color blindness. I think all of these colors are very close, especially the green and the yellow have the same hue, right? So work with the grayscale for color-based games, or go to Google, right? Right, colorblind games, and you're gonna get a lot of results. But thanks. That was, this gave us something to talk about. So thanks.